Hey, welcome back to Good Knit Kisses. I'm your host, Kristen, and today is Tuesday, Loom Knitting Day, and it's also the following Tuesday after I went on my pink missions trip. And if you want to know more about that, we do have a playlist of videos that you can see for that trip. And we also have playlists for regular days where we talk about Mondays are Q&A, so there's a playlist for that. Tuesday is loom knitting. Wednesday is knitting with needles and crochet, knitting with needles and yarn. And Thursday is crochet. Friday is social media day for crafters. So if you ever want to find videos that are on those different subjects, just go to the Good Knit Kisses page and click on Good Knit Kisses videos on the left-hand side of your bar. So you go to goodknitkisses.com, or I'm sorry, go to facebook.com/goodknitkisses YouTube if you ever want to go straight to it, or click on this video and click up at the top for Good Knit Kisses, takes you to the page, click videos, you'll see all the playlists. So welcome to the replay, welcome to live. If you have a question for next week for me to answer next Tuesday, then write replay and I'll answer that question next week. Good morning, everyone. Welcome. I'm so glad you're joining me today. I'll say hello here. I'm glad to see you guys. We're getting kind of back on schedule here. I'm still sharing a little bit more about the trip. If you do want to see some of those things, last Friday, I did a quick recap of our day one, and then Monday morning yesterday, I did a little bit of knitting stuff about what's going on, and then the rest of it was all about the trip and sharing what was going on. Today I have some photos to share with you, and I think it's still appropriate because many people sent in items that were handmade, and I want you to be able to see the faces of some of those people. Yes, I can share them in photo posts and stuff, but I think it's appropriate for me to kind of like walk you through some of the pictures and stuff. So for people who sent them in, I think it's still appropriate. I won't talk about this forever, so if you're not interested, I'm sorry. You might want to tune out, but I'll tell you before we really get started, I am working with Joanne. I'm a little delayed just because I went on that trip, but we will be putting together notes on how to do the Bernat stitch along and doing it on the loom. This is on a dragon loom. You're going to need a regular gauge loom. And then this is week 1 and this is week 2. And then I'll be working on week 3 because we're in week 3 right now. And I'm working on the needle version first, and then I'll be working on the loom version as well, and making those things. And then we'll see what we can do stitch by stitch. It might be that I can't make a whole video like this is it stitch by stitch, week by week on the increases and stuff, but maybe what I can do is show like this is this particular stitch because it is an individual stitch pattern. So I can do that, not show the full pattern. So anyway, welcome everyone. Welcome Dawn. Welcome Bridget and Stephanie, Denise and Joanne, Maria, Jasmine, Carol's here. Good morning. Lori, Ada, Nancy. Hey, so glad you're here. Get your coffee ready. Do you have your knitting or crochet you can work on while you listen? And I have all my pictures downloaded. I actually, we created a special Facebook group that's private for all the people who went. We had 19 women. And so we've been sharing, or the ones who are on Facebook, we've been sharing some of our photos. And so I was able to download a few more photos today because I wanted to be able to capture some of those moments that I couldn't capture. So anyway, you know, Dawn, I don't remember Romper Room. I think you've mentioned it or someone else mentioned it. I've heard the name, but I never saw it. So she held a magic mirror and told everyone by name hello. It's funny. That's funny. I'll have to look that up. Hey, Claire in Sweden. Good morning, Ellie. Glad you're here. Joanne Lopez. Hello. Hi, Stephanie. Well, I'm excited you're here. I did not have any replay questions from last week. Well, I had one, and I believe it was asked during the broadcast, and I answered it, but I went ahead and answered it again, like physically, earlier this morning. And so I didn't really have any of those questions. So I thought, instead of just planning some intense loom knitting thing, I'm just going to go ahead and show y'all some of the pictures from that trip. So if that doesn't bother you, I'm going to get my computer ready here and I will show you this trip. And I'm going ahead and opening this up and getting my computer ready. And let's see. Trying to put this in order. Okay. All right. I may have to make this big. I'm trying to figure out. I haven't fixed the computer up to be able to show you everything. So I may have to do a little bit of finagling here. Hi, Karen. You have a question for someone else, Ellie? Okay. Ask away. Hi, Tina. Good morning. Or afternoon, wherever you are. It is morning here in Texas. All right, let me flip this camera. All right. Let me see if I can make this bigger and put it in a better perspective for you. View. Let's see if I can make this larger. Oh, full screen. Oh, let's do that. Does that work for you? This is, no, that doesn't work for me. That doesn't work for me. I think what I'm going to do is do it like this. Aha. All right. So this is when we went to Buc-ee's. I know people will be like, why is she showing a picture of Buc-ee's? Well, this guy was funny because he was like, okay, $500. She gave us a budget and she's like, oh, and so all these 19 ladies went through this line. He's like, $500, please, and sticks his hands out. And then she started laughing after this. It was funny. So I'm sorry. I didn't mean to go to this one first. I'm trying to go to the next moment. Oh, this is all of our team minus one person sitting outside of Buc-ee's here and getting our picture. And then we had one person who met us in Shreveport. This was my list. I kept my list of who had sent stuff, and so I had taken a photo. This is Robin. She may not like me sharing it, but this is Robin, who you've seen on Facebook. And we went and had sushi. We were at this L-shaped table, and so we were sitting further away from each other. And oh, yeah, that's her checking out her phone. They were all looking at our pictures from earlier that day, waiting on the waitress. This is Gloria. She is, we were about to do something very intense, so she had this very serious look on her face. She was already heavily burdened with what we were going to be doing. And so that was when we went out and we were about to go visit the prostitutes. So this was at the hotel in the lobby. And then I was doing some work on the way. So this is a video I've got to upload. This was at what's called the Hub. They call it the Love Well, but the Hub is the overseeing thing. And the Love Well is a ministry for homeless. And this big fireplace, makeshift fireplace is made out of old pallets and wood and stuff. Kat was our kind of tour guide. I got a glare, sorry. Kat was our tour guide. She's telling us about this. We're in this big living room and they have kind of an internet cafe for street people, for the homeless. And, Lovewell is what they call it. And then they had this thing in the back. There was a stage back here. Let me see if I can. Oh yeah. You are loved. Do you see this back here? It says you are loved. There was a stage back here and they have a screen. They do church once a week. And then they have classes upstairs. And then this area right here is kind of it's a really big rec room. It doesn't look big at this perspective. It's a big rec room. And then if you go beyond this door, they have a closet back here. Well, actually this first room back here is a massive classroom, which I'll show you for crafting and stuff. And then further back is a closet and they call it Dresswell. And then over on this side is a place called Smellwell. And it's laundry and stuff. And then, there we go. This is when you walk in. That's one of our vans outside. You walk in the door here, and then this little office-looking thing, they're renovating it. Professional barbers and hairdressers come, and then they give people hair. They wash their hair, they cut it, they give them a clean shave. And this is their big schedule. They have classes Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then they have other things and then different support services. But it's called the Love Well. Welcome to the Love Well Center. That was a big sign way above my head. And then so when you walk in, you see this really cool thing with all these doors hanging up and windows. So it's like a giant space. And then there's a big, excuse me, there's a big stage back here. And this is us all going back to the big craft room. Sorry, these pictures are not. So this is a vertical picture of all that. Like I'm walking towards it. Okay. This is that big makeshift fireplace out of scrap wood. It's really nice. Smell well. This is a wash, dry, and fold. Okay, so what they do is they go to classes Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and they give them these credit cards, and then they load points. You have to check in for class and check out of class, and there's some grace in that if they're a little bit late or whatever, but they have to attend class, and then they get 10 points, and they can use points as they build up their points to do different things. Like they can go get food out of the pantry. They can go get clothing. They can they can get food out of the eat well. They can get clothing out of the dress well. They can go wash their clothes and smell well. And I think I'm not sure if there's showers or not. I'm not sure if I missed that comment. And there's some restrooms in here and everything. And then this is the stage here. Sorry, all my pictures are not exactly sized correct for showing you on the screen here. Let me see if I can show you. It says, "You are loved." I don't know if this like glows or whatever, but it's like they've used like extra electrical wire and kind of formed these letters. This was on a stage here. And then this was in the craft room, and they do classes in here too. And so they talk about, like this says, she didn't explain any of this, but I took a picture. It says 1, abuse, family, job, school, health. 2 says DUI, prostitution, HIV. B, what does that say? Legal trouble. Oh, legal trouble. And then relations. And then this one says dependence, tolerance, withdrawal, take in longer, cut down, spending up. And so these were some of the things that they worked through. There's a little origami thing. Someone was teaching them origami. And so this is the room here from one perspective. And there were several of these big picnic tables, and they had painted white and then drip paint. And then there was this big craft box here. And this thing was huge. Like this room was probably 30 feet tall. It was all chalkboard. This is a little like file system thing with an old mattress spring. I thought it was really cool. This is part of the closet where they call it dress well, where they can go and buy their stuff. There's a mirror that they can check it out and get an outfit. And they even give them a reference. This is the rest of the closet area. They give them a reference. There's actually more clothes, and then ladies come each week and sort new clothes and steam them and take care of it. But they earn points to get these things. Oh yeah, this was all the shoes lined up. This is my friend Gloria, and she's taking a picture. There's 2 ladies who volunteer, and this is their offices. And then she's taking a picture of this thing here. This is for their, they call it the Justice League. These are their junior volunteers. And also, so these ladies are the only 2 employees, not volunteers, they're employees. And then, but there are 4 volunteers that are men that they actually have a ton of points that they've built up. And they actually give them to their street friends. So they are street people, and they give them to their friends. Love Well, this is a back office here where they go to pack bags for, they actually do a stripper club ministry where they go and minister to the strippers and just basically tell them that they've got programs to help them free if they ever want to get out, but really to minister to them and let them know that they've got services if they need health care or anything really, or just to, they don't even like bring God into it. They're like, we're going to pray for you or whatever, they bring them goodie bags. And anyway, and then this room is where they just kind of hang out and do planning and stuff. And then this is that little craft area, and it's pretty dismal. I really would, I wish I lived closer. I would just bring them a whole bunch of stuff. And then this is the big room, and I did like a panoramic so you could see. So this is where the craft thing is, and then this massive wall. And then see the picnic tables, and then there's more picnic tables. So it's a pretty big room. And then this is a big old sign up here. It has like a big whale on it. It says Love Whale. And they had like sort of chandelier hanging, but it wasn't. It's like a bunch of umbrellas, and there was some more over on this side. It was really fun. And then this is a picture of that area I was taking pictures of. So like this is a panoramic, so you can see the stage and then the smell well laundry area. And then over here is all the other, okay, that's me. I was taking a picture from the fireplace. I was trying to set up a picture we can all take together. Let's see. And then this next one should be the team. Whoops. Sorry. These are all, okay, these are our pictures. So this is us all sitting on the stage here and posing. This is our team. There we go. Oops, that turned into a video. These are not all hey, these are my favorite videos. Okay, love your city. It says, even the rich are hungry for love, being cared for being wanted, for having someone to call their own, Mother Teresa. So that's painted on the side of their building. This is walking up to the motel that we went to, like go and give bags to, and then start to give scarves and stuff. Oh, by the way, in that previous picture back, that place that we were at before, I also dropped off the 15 hats and scarves from Debbie Smith, I believe, and for their homeless ministry, because I thought that was that would be a really nice thing to do for them. And because I had a ton. So anyway, I was behind them taking this picture. This is everybody on the team walking up. And we had to be buzzed in. This is the red door, which is known for brothels and things. They had to buzz us in this big gate. And this was, this man was there sort of being our protection. Gary, he was a husband of one of the recovered ladies. This is Kat, our leader, and then there was a building here, and there's a building on the other side. And if you want to hear more, I talked about this more yesterday, but we would go door to door, knock on the door, and ask if there was a girl in there, and then we would see that there was a prostitute there, and then maybe she had a child with her or whatever, and if they wanted to, so they could receive a bag, and then we were like, hey, if you let us know if you need anything, and we have a gift for you out in the middle if you want to come out and see Kristen, and she'll give you, you can pick out your gift. And they came and got a scarf from me. And then, so this is the other building, the other side. And these are 3 little girls. These are all sisters. See the bright colors that they picked out. They were so excited. And I think she was about 4. She was 5 or 6, and she was 6 or 7. She was in kindergarten and then first grade there. And look how they were so. Let me see if I can move the picture down. Sorry. Isn't she cute? Look, their little faces. She was intense on what she was eating. She was very intense. She loved it. She didn't enjoy it herself, but yeah, for a while she was eating. Aren't they sweet? Look. Look. Oh, I love their faces. Yay. And then these are their sisters. This is Nini, and this is actually their oldest sister. I thought she was their mom at first, but actually they all have one mom who is also a prostitute, and she is in the business. So, but I don't think she actually lives with them. I think Nini takes care of these girls. And so Nini's pregnant. She's 4 or 5 months pregnant with her first child. And she loved the scarf we gave her. And then her sister, this is her younger sister. I think she's 15 or 16. I don't have their names to share. And then my daughter had made these little finger knit chain and then finger knit necklaces for them. Excuse me. And so the girls, I didn't take a picture right when I handed it to them, but they were very excited. I told them about my daughter. And this was when we were leaving, and then they all started coming out the gate and following us. And they were really, really lingering and wanted us to stay, which we were like, well, of course, And, they always had the option to get out, and if they wanted to. This lady, she was very, to me here for a second, her in the hot pink, I'm trying to remember her name, if it's Denisha or, what is her name? But she had, oh, you hit the angry face. That's okay. If you just, I can't really read that without my glasses. If you want to hit the love button or something, that's okay. But anyway, I think it's Danessa. No, I'm going to say that wrong. Anyway, she had come out and, but she was like, I'm good. And, she didn't want a scarf, and then, and which is fine. And then she ended up coming out, and I thought, well, maybe she wants one. And, I noticed that she was kind of muttering some things, and she was just kind of being off. And then finally my friend Gloria went up to her, and she was talking very intently with her, because apparently she had motioned for her to come back over to her. And I was wondering why she would talk to Gloria, and she was doing this, like, this was her face. She was like, I'm good. And then she would get her phone and just kind of try and ignore, she was like, I'm fine. And she was just browsing on her phone the whole time. And then when she saw Gloria, she finally goes, come on over. And I asked her later, I said, why did she come up to you? I mean, why did she call you over when she was holding everybody back? She goes, that's because when I came up to her door, I asked her if I could hug her. And she let me give her a hug. And I thought, wow, that's really powerful, because she was willing to touch her and be intimate with her in that way, and be not afraid. And, my face is like me, my facial expressions. So she was, my face is for, Janine. That's how she was. She was like, because she was. That's how she was. And, but yeah, so Gloria was like, yeah, I touched her. I gave her a hug, and she felt like she could now like bond more with me. And, hi, June in Frisco. Hey, you're not far from me. I mean, in DFW. Yeah, my expressions. Funny. But anyway, so as we're leaving, she starts coming toward, and then she said, well, I'm just waiting on God. I'm waiting on God to come get me. Because we were like, you can come with us if you want. You can call Kat. She can come get you anytime. If you want out, you have to tell us, and we can totally take care of you. I mean, and if they want out, like, we'll take them that minute, or we can come back in 3 hours or whatever. It's whatever they want to do. We don't force them. We'll love on them and whatever, and let them know what's available to them. But we're not going to be like, come with us. And we're like, if you want out of the industry, just come on. Just let us know. And so, but she said, I'm good. I'm waiting on God. I'm waiting on God. And we were like, God sent us. We're here. So if you're waiting on a lightning bolt and a booming voice, that's not happening. I know this is Getting It Kisses. I know this is my business. I'm going to tell you this right now. As a Christian, true Christian, not I read the Bible, or I just sit in church and I just call myself one. No, I am one. And it's all about relationship. I'm not going to be mean to you or condescending to you. I'm just going to say, as a Christian myself, I am called to be the hands and feet of Jesus. I am called to do something about it. Okay. So I'm like, hey, he called me to go. I'm here. So I'm going to say, I'm here. I'm called to be here, So God on earth is us, loving on each other. Okay. And so we're there for her. And so I don't know what she was expecting, but we're like, we're here. If you want to take a picture of us, you can take it. She was like, I have to document this. So she gets her little phone out. She took a picture of me and Gloria and another girl. And I think it was Brandy. Anyway, so I asked her though if she wanted a scarf, because she said, hey, can I have another bag for my daughter? And I said, if you don't want a scarf for yourself, do you want one for your daughter? And she goes, no, I don't know how I would be allowed to get it to her. She was talking about her pimp. Like, her pimp would not let her give stuff. And Bridget, I don't know why she was not ready to leave. Hun, she was ready to leave if God came and got her. And I was like, we are here. Gloria got in her face. Gloria, I love her. She's the one with that real intense look on her face before we even went. You saw that picture of her. She had kind of a matching shirt on with me. Very kind of, anyway, love, love, love. Gloria loves hard. I love her. And she was like, honey, we are here. You can just come with us. So, you just tell us and we can help you. If you have your daughter, we can help with your daughter. So anyway, I'm praying for her. So Lady in Pink, let me flip back to the pictures. I'm going to show you more. Okay. So this is her, this lady here. And then Amanda, she's been in the program. She was in the program, graduated that from like 18 months ago. And then, she actually, she ended up getting married, and her husband, Gary, this is Amanda, and her husband, Gary, was with us. She even brought a little dog. Someone else had her dog at that moment, but they were there as our backup and protection. This man, I'm not sure who he was, but he stayed in the parking lot the entire time. I don't know if he was with the hotel or what, because I don't think he was the actual manager. The manager never came out. The manager of this hotel or motel, he was out on bond for trafficking and escort charges, like running it. And so just a month ago, he had been arrested. But he let us in because he knows we're there to give things to the ladies. Like we gave shampoo and conditioner and like feminine products and that kind of thing. Oh, sorry, I was doing some work during the thing. That was my video. Okay, this one right here, this is when we go to the, I'll show you some more pictures from that in a minute. This is the lady who, this is a video from it. Let me see if I can turn it up and then I'll play. Sorry. We are celebrating, a girl got a job and she had full benefits. That's why we were all clapping. Here, I'm trying to get the video up so where you can actually see it. Okay. And then you get to hear it. Tell me if it's too loud. Let me play it because I really want y'all to hear this. Nope. Is it going to play? Hold on. This is Rachel.
She actually just sang at our benefit. She sang Amazing Grace, and she got a standing ovation. People freaked out.
So she sang Amazing Grace at their benefit last Tuesday and was amazing. People freaked out. This is Rachel. Isn't that good, y'all? It was so good. So these are ladies in the, this is our group and ladies who've been in the program for upwards of 18 months, anywhere from 6 to 18 months, graduating from their program. This is one of the ladies, she was 52, and the youngest was 18. This lady right here, she's Kenesha. I got to see her the next day with her hair down. Her hair was all up in the cap right now, getting ready, but we went to church the next day. And Kenesha, her nickname is Kool-Aid, and she was hilarious. But she goes around when she comes to the classes. They take buses, and she actually passes out the cards for this program to all of her old friends and lets them know about the program. So she's like their biggest spokesperson. And she was amazing. So, but anyway, this is kind of a mix. So there's Rachel, and then I'm trying to remember her name. I know her name. And then we have another girl, Sharika. She was extremely shy. She had a newborn baby and a little 2-year-old, and Sharika was, I mean, she was just incredibly like very much an introvert, and she stayed in that same spot the entire time we were there. We came in cleaned and talked to them and everything. Anyway, this is a nice big room. This is one of the safe houses. This is like their exit house where they are at last when they've gone through the program. They have like an entrance one, and then kind of a middle, and then an end. And then all these ladies came together at this one place because they knew we were all going to be at that main house. And let's see. So here's the rest of the room. And this is just a mix of our group and them. This is the girl here who's 18. Oh, there's Gloria from earlier in the back. But this is Kat, who's above it. Oh, you have to go and so eat. You'll be back. Okay. You're welcome. So I'll stop the video and then I'll go on to the next ones. So this is Kenisha, and she loved her stuff. She loved this shawl. I think Pam made this shawl, and just absolutely beautiful. She had a little streak of pink in her hair, so I know this will look really cute. When I saw her the next day, her hair's really long and beautiful. But yeah, I was like, I didn't recognize her at church the next day because I was like, what? Because of course I didn't see her down. And she gives me this look. She's like, I know you. I'm like, oh my gosh, I know you. It was funny. But these are for her children. So she wanted extra for her children. All these ladies had children that weren't living with them. And they wanted to be able to pack them up and send them. So I gave them that, I gave them the stuff to give, so they could wrap it up, the tissue paper that was gifted. This Hello Kitty scarf, this is what Rachel picked out. She freaked out when she saw the Hello Kitty. Like, that's like her absolute favorite. She has everything Hello Kitty. Sharona Wilson made these, and then the other two bright ones that Kenisha got. And then this girl, oh man, where is her? I think I have her name written. Oh, where is her name? Her name is, I'm telling you, Demira. Demira is, she was absolutely radiant. And I gave her a compliment, and later I'll show you the picture after I had taken, but I had given her this compliment and saying that I just thought her smile was just so beautiful. And she nearly broke down, and really, isn't her smile just radiant? And this is Carrie, and anyway, these are ladies in the program, and they're showing off the scarves. Alicia, this is the scarf that you made, and Carrie absolutely flipped out. She's like, "Oh, I have to have it." So, and then this is the virus shawl, and I'm trying to remember who got that, but I will be sending pictures and letters to everybody and tell them who got it. But I'll tell you more about her story in a second. And then the dewdrop. This is one of our oldest ladies. She's 52, and everybody's like. Anyway, their light was different in them, like the oldest to youngest that they were. So, yeah. This is the virus shawl here. You're right. And then this girl, she loved this shawl here. She's actually 18. She looks younger, but she's 18. So she's the youngest in the adult program. This is Carrie. She was hilarious. She also had crocheted. She learned to crochet when she was a kid. So we got the stuff out for her to be able to do more. These things were for her family, that she picked as well. I saw her on Sunday morning. I had one more, purple scarf left, and she was afraid that this didn't look right for church, and so I gave her one more when I saw her at church, and she was like, oh my gosh, this is perfect. So that's Carrie, and she's beautiful. She was really self-conscious because, like, see her eye here? She was saying something about her freckles, and I don't know why she was talking about it, but she was very self-conscious. For some reason, she started talking about it, and her face had been knocked in, and this eye she had repaired, her eyes being held in by a plate. She had been abused so bad. Her eyes held in by a metal plate, and they had reconstructed her entire eye socket. But I was like, I can't tell, Carrie. I said, I think you look beautiful and amazing. So it was this eye here. It was her right eye. And then this is Jacqueline. Jacqueline had experienced basically anything you can imagine. She's been trafficked. She's done prostitution, pandering. She, like trafficked, like from city to city. She's been to every major city. She was in, I mean, her story was incredible. She's pregnant. She's due in about 3 weeks. This is a hat that Miss Carol made in Canada. And so she was thrilled. I know she doesn't like to smile on camera very much. And she didn't mind me taking the picture, but she was absolutely thrilled with this, really. And she went through all the shawls to find the perfect one for her. And anyway, but yeah, Chris, these are the ladies from this past weekend. I didn't talk about the part 3 just yet. I'll probably talk more about that tomorrow on the knitting day. They deserve a beautiful future. She is incredibly smart. She knows 3 languages. Chinese is one of the languages that she knows. But yeah, she's due in 3 weeks. So Jacqueline is her name. Love her. And I identified with her, and I spent a lot of time talking with her. But she's like, every major city needs this. Every city needs this program. It is incredible. Absolutely incredible. This is kind of a panoramic of the room for some of the ladies, and this is just a mix of us all sitting together. One of our girls, our youngest girl, she was a daughter of one of the ladies who came, and she was braiding hair, so she's braiding Carrie's hair back there. See? And then we went and we did some, we spoke words of encouragement over each woman, and they sat in a chair, and then we all just went around the room for a minute and then just did like kind of a popcorn thing of when we all said words that were about them, over them. And this is Pastor Samantha and Charla. They were talking over Rachel here, and so we were all giving them words of encouragement. And a lot of them wouldn't even look at you. It took them a while. This was Kenesha right here. So we started off by praying, and then we talked to them, and then gave them, oh, she called her black cherry there.
Black Lives Matter. I think that you've invited her to taste and see that you are.
Let's see. Oh, why is it not working for me? Anyway, let's see if that'll work.
Lord, that you're inviting her to know you intimately. You're inviting her, Lord, to sit at the table. Yes. And so, Father, I pray that you would wrap yourself around her like a warm blanket.
And she prayed that God, you would wrap yourself around her like a warm blanket. She would know that she belongs. That she is fully seen and fully loved. Lord, I pray that each word is spoken, that you would plant those in her heart. And that you would remind her as she sleeps how special she is. That what we're speaking over her. And that you would awaken her each morning of you singing songs over her. Songs of freedom. Songs of vision. I pray that you begin to give her prophetic dreams. That she would sleep soundly. That she wouldn't have her night terrors. That she would sleep in peace by the God who created her. And so basically she's praying over her, and then we did a 2-minute timer.
Encourage her. Joyful.
So if you've never done this before, it's just a time where you just talk over someone and just say all these beautiful words about them and things that come to your mind that are just words of encouragement and wisdom. She had to pick the next person, and she was laughing because she had to pick out. She's like, okay, you're next. And they all get the next person to come. And Let me turn off the volume so I can skip through these videos. But I'm not going to show you all of them because they're private moments. But I just wanted you to see some of the clips a little bit of them all being seen. We weren't just there to clean their house. We were there to bless them and encourage them and lift them up. Okay, this lady here, this is Demira. And Demira, I was talking to her and I said, you know what, it was when I had a moment with her alone. Oh, by the way, this is a shawl that was made by Beth Ham. And so I've got to get her this picture. I said, oh, Beth's going to want me to show you this picture. And so I said, you light up a room. You have a most amazing smile. And she was incredibly touched. And she started telling me about being teased as a child for her smile because she had a problem with her upper lip and she's had to have surgery. But Demira was just like, she was like, really? And I'm like, yeah. I'm like, you are absolutely radiant and beautiful. Do you not know that? And she's like, no, I was severely teased as a child. You know, which obviously affected her because she was still not feeling good about herself. I mean, she looks like she feels good about herself, but you know what? Don't be deceived. You should always take the moment when someone is highlighted to you, take a moment and give them that compliment. That may be something that just absolutely makes their day. You know? Oh, this is a picture of, thank you, Chris. I just read your comment. This is a picture from the hub that we went to, the Love Well. Okay, back to this. And then I think I had downloaded it because someone put it online. Yeah, isn't she lovely, Chris? This is Kat. She's the lady who runs the program, and we decided to pull her in too because she is worthy as well, right? This was just a picture that I had shared with everybody. Let me see if I can pull this out. Make it smaller. This was just a picture of us going up to the motel and then giving out the bags and then the Love Your City and all that. And then these are some of the ladies who received them. Lots of kids. And yesterday I talked more intense about it yesterday, about what we did. And then, so what I did, you're seeing how I do my stuff. So I made that thing first and then I put it on this thing so I could make the collage. So that's kind of how I do stuff. But now these are some of the pictures of the ladies who received those, and then the Louisiana deal here. Oops, I skipped something. Oh, this is a panoramic. We stayed up until 2 a.m. So the thing that we did for them, our pastors decided after we went to dinner that night to do that with us. And so you're seeing my feet at this little fire pit here around. This is where the pool is. And so we're all sitting here. We're super tired. We're all sitting around. And, yeah, Bridget, unfortunately, we are all good at hiding emotions. You are absolutely correct. This is Erin. This is Bridget and Teresa. And I had a major story about Bridget and Teresa yesterday. You guys have got to see this. The very next morning, only 6 hours later, these ladies and I witnessed, and then Christy came up later and helped. But we witnessed a lady who was trying to be taken by a pimp. In the parking lot and stopped it. So listen to the story yesterday from that. That was absolutely amazing. We had no idea. And Brandy had raised her hand. She goes, I want more. I want to see more of God. And so we prayed intensely over her that night. And 6 hours later is when they stopped that girl from being taken right in front of us. It was absolutely the most amazing thing I have ever seen. Absolutely. So this is our whole group. Everybody's sort of in the picture. My pastor's down here. One of the ladies' arms is over here. You can't see it in the picture. So everybody's in here, and then my feet. Yeah. So this is after. So this man sitting it down, he ended up being the general manager who came up. If you hear the story, this is the general manager. He's putting his stuff down because they were going to pray. This is Christy who came up, and I gave her a bag to give to them. Our car was parked right here, and this guy was right here, and he was trying to take her. I mean, he was 10, 15 feet from us at most. This is Idacia, and Idacia is a girl who works at the hotel. It's a nice hotel. Look, see the hotel? Idacia, she was trying to be taken, and I saw her because she had her name tag on because she was headed into work. She just parked her car and was walking to the sidewalk because the entrance is over here. I was trying to take a picture so I could remember how to spell her name, but I was just anyway, but that's Idacia right there. And then this is the next day at church. This is Rachel. I took a couple of, whoops, hold on. Okay, and then that's Carrie. Carrie's the one who had her face broken into, basically, and she was getting beaten. But she looks absolutely incredible. You would never know that what happened. Oh, Pastor Samantha realized she did need reading glasses. So she was like, oh my gosh, my life has changed. Sorry, that's just a moment from the car. I'm just flipping through all my pictures that I have. So we're laughing at her. She goes, oh no, don't tell my mother, y'all. It was just funny. Oh, this is them talking about it. So hold on, let me, y'all should just watch this video. Okay, so if you didn't see yesterday, you're going to see it today. This is Teresa and Brandy talking about it.
I look over and there is a gentleman, and she goes, he did not just touch her. And I turn and I look, I go, now if you push, because she could see better than I could, because every time I turned, he would stop and look at me, you know. And so I said, if he touches her now, I want you to let me know, because he's going to meet a white woman that he's never going to forget. And so then seconds later, she goes, oh no, you did not just push her. just like that. Now you go from there.
So I was like, do not put your hands on her. Do not touch her. So he was like pushing her. And so in the midst of that, this guy came from his car and he walked up to her and he said, is everything okay? And the guy kind of was just like putting her in a bay, and he took off. And so the girl was like, he just came up here and he's like bothering me. And she just broke down crying. And so she just walked to where we were. And Teresa's like, let's pray for you. And that was like, yes. And so we just immediately just started praying for her. And she was just like sobbing, and she was just like crying. And it happened all so fast. And
yeah.
What were you saying?
Yeah, so we saw, you know, him pushing and pulling on her and trying to get her in the car, and her saying no, she didn't want to get in the car. And then it was just this push-pull, and you could definitely tell that he was trying to pull her into the car. And she was like, no, I don't want to go. And so around the corner, and I said, are you okay? Something like that. I don't remember.
Hang on, I'm going to pause it. I don't know what's going on. Maybe my internet. Hold on. Let me figure out what's going on, then I'll push it again. I don't know why that's doing that, but okay.
I said, can I pray for you? And then she started breaking down. As we prayed, she broke down. And she just, I hugged her for a long time, and she was just sobbing and sobbing and sobbing. And I said, you know, you've been plucked out at this moment in time.
So I don't know why my video is not working, but she's just said, you know, you've been plucked out at this moment in time. And she had told the girl that, Idesha.
To live, and it was very evident.
So then in that moment, Christy walked up to me and she had a bag for her. Yeah.
Oh, she's like, in that moment, Christy had walked up with a bag that I had given her, and then she handed her that.
And I told her, this is your divine appointment.
Oh, that's Christy.
We said we're here at the same time to sing.
I don't know why it's messing
So I
up.
handed her this bag, and I'm like, there's some goodies in here, and then
I said, you got, here's, I gave her, you know, because I took a picture of them. And so I said,
Oh, she took a picture of the number for this lady here. This lady, Kat, is for the rescue people. So I don't know. I'm so sorry that this video is messing up. I thought it was going to work this morning.
a pen out, and she started writing your number down.
Anyway, so they shared her number, and they shared the number of the lady that we were sitting next to telling the story. I'm not sure why that video is not working, but it's working when I look at it on my phone. But yeah, anyway, so I talked about the story yesterday, but this is them telling the story. And Teresa was like fuzzy on the details. I'm not sure. I think she was just feeling so intense about it that she didn't remember every single detail. Brandy and I remember a lot more of the details, but Brandy heard more of the interaction between the girl and the guy. And I'm telling y'all, if you had been there, you would have thought, this is a boyfriend and girlfriend having a little bit of a fight, saying, you know, don't leave or whatever. I mean, you would have just walked up and just thought, someone's just fighting. Someone's fighting. It's not a stranger trying to take someone. Like, you would not you would not know. I didn't know, I thought they were boyfriend, girlfriend. I make a dumb assumption. I see a black man who looks a little taller than the black girl. And I know my sister is a mixed couple. I'm not, it's not all about that, but I'm like, they looked like they were about the same. You know what I mean? Like, anyway, they looked like sort of matched each other. It wasn't like really weird, like some, I don't know why. I don't know. I'm just admitting that out loud. I wouldn't have thought, I just thought maybe he was just like a boyfriend who was upset. They had fought the night before saying, oh, I'm sorry, just come on home or something. I guess I just made an assumption. And so, anyway, I'm just telling y'all that you never know what's happening, and our eyes are open. I mean, we had just done the outreach the day before, and then this happens right in front of us. And because our eyes are open, now we're like, now someone asked, Stephanie, are you allowed to be armed in any way when you go? Our church did not allow us. Now, if someone had a concealed weapon that I was unaware of, then it was there and I was unaware of. But when I had read the notes for being a backup driver, and I had filled out the stuff and signed, it said that, you're not allowed to like have weapons in the car, and being transported in the van, with weapons and, like, and guns or whatnot. But I don't care if someone has a concealed and carry. I would, that's fine with me. I don't have a concealed and carry. Maybe I shouldn't say that on here, but I can shoot a firearm. I can. I actually hunt. I don't know if y'all know that, but I have hunted in the past, bird hunting. But I can use a firearm, and I actually can aim it. And anyway, but no one had it as far as I knew. Now, Jacqueline, one of the ladies who had been trafficked and who was a prostitute, and she had been in some adult films and stuff like that. The one who was rescued, who was pregnant, who's like due in 3 weeks. She told me she actually is trained in hand-to-hand combat. Her mom is a police officer. Her dad is in the military, and she said she carried knives on her and she knew how to take care of herself. Yet she was still shot in the foot. She was still on a different occasion shot in the back of the head and survived. Think about if she didn't, she said, Kristen, if I didn't know how to defend myself, I'd be dead, So yeah, you put on the full armor of God and you don't need a weapon. Well, that's true and not true. I mean, yes, if you're going to die, you're going to die, but I'm going to go down fighting, and I'm going to be praising the Lord as I go. So, anyway, yeah. Well, who expects an attempted abduction in broad daylight? That's right, Chris. Who expects that? But we did that weekend. We're like, it's not okay to pull and push her. That was what got us going. We were like, don't touch her. I'm saying it collectively. Brandy and Teresa said, don't touch her. And then Gary, who ended up being the general manager who came up, he was like, yeah, go away. So, yeah. Oh, Dawn, yeah, everyone wonders why I have a concealed and carry and go nowhere without my weapon. Yeah. I think it's okay to take your weapon. That's fine by me. That does not scare me. It happens. It happens. So, anyway, I'm going to see if I have a bunch more pictures I'd like to show you. So hold on. Okay. So this is their story. Sorry that the video was being weird on me. Oh, this was just a fun moment at the restaurant with Kat and her husband. Oh, and then these are the wings, angel wings. And it was funny because they were the 4 leftover shawls, but we had kind of set them apart because this is this lady who's in charge of the whole purchase program. And then this lady is the one who works directly with the women and heads up the individual programs within the purchase program. And, but they both do a ton. She handles a lot of the business side. No, I get it, Chris. No, it's totally fine. But I just want to clarify for anybody else. Anyway, but see how they look like wings? It's called fairy wings. Angel. Beth wrote this pattern right after I said that what I was going to do. And she ended up seeing 4 of these. And so I gave them to all the workers. One of the ladies told them in the purchase program, she said, purchased gives us wings to use until we grow them on our own. And I thought that was just a beautiful statement. And so I gave them all these wings, and then they had 2 more to give to other workers. So, yeah, I don't think anybody, felt bad about that. But anyway, this is Kat and myself. And this is just us in the bus. I just took a quick picture because I hadn't taken any before of them in the bus. These are pictures that other people had taken. This is Nene. This is her sister. And this is just me, my arm, while I'm giving her sister, she got to pick out her scarf. These are just other people's pictures here. This is when I was talking at the, you can see how big I am. And I was talking at the bonfire and everybody was listening. And then this is us praying for our pastor, actually. And this is just a kind of a round table. These aren't braggy pictures. This is just what happened. Okay, this is us praying. This lady was incredible. Very sweet women. Love them. And this is just us. You can see how tired we are. This is 2 a.m., y'all. This is 2 a.m. Okay, this was like earlier that night when we went out on the boardwalk. We were sitting there. This is the bridge. This is in Shreveport at the boardwalk. We had just gone and had dinner. Okay, this is back to the thing. Okay, so this was at the prostitute motel, and this sweet baby girl, she was like a sack of potatoes. Her legs were all dangly, and she was just melted into the ladies, just wanted to be held the whole time. Very sweet. I got another picture of her. Just see her just being loved. We were up by Miss Connie's room. They were on the 2nd floor. I say we. I was down below, but we as a group. And then this is them. This is Miss Connie. She had had a couple of strokes since Kat had seen her last, and she called after and said, I want out, and my babies, I don't know if they were all her babies or grandbabies, but her family was getting out the next day. So, and then this is Brandy, who you heard from earlier, and she's holding on to one of the baby girls. And I'm down there handing out scarves. You can kind of see, so this is the entrance, and then they have like a gate that closes, and then there's a building here, and then this building. And then, anyway, she came down and she got to pick out her own scarf and was so happy. This is just one of the doors, and it was like a rest in peace sign for someone who had died. And then that's the other building over there. That's me handing out some scarves to some of the ladies. That's Gary. That was our protection that day. And this is just the hotel or motel that we were at. One of the bags that we were handing out. This is standing by the car, and we're just getting everything out. This little boy, he's really too big to be held, but Charlotte was holding him, and he did not want to go. He started crying to stay. This was after we had finished. And this is one of the homeless men who kind of walked up, and we ended up giving him one of these bags that had like care products in it and stuff. And then some of the kids wanted to walk with us, see the babies, just didn't want to go. This little boy. Look. This was at a Target parking lot. We found out that this sweet friend was losing a friend off of life support while we were there, and we had stopped at Target after lunch to go get some extra supplies, and so we all stopped in the middle of the parking lot to pray for her because she had just got a message that they were getting him off of life support, and so we were just praying for him. And this is a lunch. My new friend Veronica. We went to Chipotle. We went on the other side of town. We had to go to another place, so we were on the other side of town now. So this is part of our crew. And then we were at another table too, because we had like 19. And this is one of the new babies. This is Shariah's baby. And then this is me in the kitchen. Look at my big self. I should show the house. This is on one of the doors to the bedroom. If you can't read it, it says, "Do not give up. The beginning is always the hardest. I am not as good as I should be. I am not as good as I could be, but I thank God I am better than I used to be." It was very good. This was the ladies picking out their own shawls and scarves. And then this is Robin. She's teaching Kanisha how to crochet, and then later taught her how to loom knit, which she absolutely enjoyed. Brooke is braiding Carrie's hair. Carrie's one of the ladies in the program. This is them picking out their things. And then she's teaching her how to loom knit there. And then we were praying. There she goes. See, she's crocheting there. Yes, they keep in touch with the ladies afterward. This is me talking with Jacqueline. Jacqueline, we were in the kitchen for a while in this little side area, and I was just really listening to her story here, and just, it was incredible listening to her. And I was really identifying with her because listening to her story, and I was telling her a little bit of mine, that I'm a survivor of abuse as well. And I was just like, you know what, if my parents weren't in church and weren't praying for me every day, I think I would have found myself in her situation as well. And so it was just incredible. And this is some of the ladies who were helping out. Oh, we're just being goofy here. But they helped all the other ladies while I was helping hand out scarves and shawls to them. The rest of my group, Robin was teaching, I was handing out the shawls and scarves, and then the rest of our ladies were cleaning this house. It's a big house because they had a lot of people. It was a house that's been donated. I think they take care of taxes and whatnot, and utilities. This is that 18-year-old in the program here. Some more pictures. These are from other people's cameras because you can see me in the background here. I think that's the last picture. But yeah, the ministry does keep in touch with some of the ladies. They find out more about what they're doing. I mean, they find out like if they contact them and say, hey, this is what's going on, or they touch base, and yeah, but I mean, sometimes they don't want to keep in touch, like some people don't, they don't really like track their record. So they could have someone who makes a choice to go back in that lifestyle. I mean, so part of their, and I talked about it yesterday, but I'll tell you in case you don't want to go back to see it. The program for, if you're incarcerated, the program for people who are trafficked and everything, it's like an 18-month program. But I don't know what the laughing thing was. Maybe that was a mistake. I'm like, did I say something? But there is a 6-month program if you are caught for prostitution or pandering. Pandering is when you're trying to talk someone into being a prostitute. But they have a relationship with the DA's office, and the DA's office says, hey, there's a program and you can be in it for 6 months, and you have to go to classes and you have to do everything, and you have a place to stay and they'll eat and blah, blah, blah. And you can choose to do that, or you can choose to stay in jail. And after your 6-month time, they take care of your record and all that. And, but they have to follow the rules. They have to do, and they're very serious about it, and they will report them if they're not taking care of it. But after that 6-month program, they can decide to stay or they can decide to leave. And if they decide to leave, you don't know what's going to happen, especially if they don't want to be kept in contact with them. And so she's like, that's kind of a 50-50 on that one, about who stays or goes for that. Now, the lady who I was telling you about who's pregnant, she was at her 6-month time, and she was like, oh yeah, I'm totally staying. This is where I need to be. And, but when she got the call, because she was in for pandering, when the DA's office told her that, she said, yeah. And so the lady contacted her and she said, hey, I'm going to pick you up. She goes, if you're ready to get out now. And she said, I am. She goes, okay, I'm going to pick you up in 3 hours. And she's like, really? She's like, yeah, I'll be there. So she gave away all her stuff. She gave away her commissary money. She goes, I gave away my noodles, y'all. She goes, I knew. She goes, Now I didn't know this lady, but it was just like something told me yes. And I had just found out that I was pregnant. I was several months pregnant. And then she's like, this was my moment, you know? And, yeah. So it's pretty amazing. So, this program is called Purchased. I found out there is a program called The Net in Fort Worth, and they have a program called Purchased in Fort Worth, which is close to me. So I'm definitely going to have to get connected. You have no clue who's involved in this kind of thing. Cause I was telling someone in my group, I can't tell y'all who it is, but in my group here locally, I'm telling them last night in my knit and crochet group about this. And I said, you have no idea. This has no age to it. This has no face to it as far as like, rich or poor, good looking or not good looking. I mean, one of the ladies in there, she was a homecoming queen, like Jacqueline, she was freaking awesome. I mean, like she knew how to speak Chinese. Like she was smart. Just because you're smart doesn't mean you can't be a victim of this. And so anyway, these ladies were absolutely amazing, and their stories were awful, just absolutely awful. And then the hope that they had restored after this program and being restored was incredible. So check it out in your city. It is a real thing. Thank you so much for everyone who donated items. I will be letting you know. I'm working on, I want to like write notes and stuff. I don't know how long that's going to take me. It's kind of hard because it's like gut wrenching to like write all this stuff out. So I want to print some pictures and send them or something. And in the notes. So it's going to take me a while because I don't want to just send a regular thank you note. I think it's worth more than that. So anyway, thank you all for joining me. I hope you have a wonderful day. If you enjoyed this, please send me some hearts, and you're welcome to share whatnot. I think we'll archive this in the pink missions area of the video archive. So, yeah. Thank you so much, Chris. Thank you everyone for your comments. I really appreciate your love and support through all of this. And if I go on another one, I will let you know. All right. Well, you have a great day, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye.